Hello, guys. You'll never make it. You're not good enough. Be realistic. How many times have you heard these words from strangers, from peers, sometimes even from the people who were supposed to support you the most? But here's the truth. The most powerful voices aren't the ones around you, they're the ones inside you. There comes a time in every person's life when the cheers grow silent, the crowd disappears, and the spotlight dims. What's left is you alone with your ambition, your dream, and your decision. Do you believe in yourself even when no one else does? It's easy to believe in yourself when everyone around you claps and encourages you. It's easy to push forward when the world agrees with your vision. But what happens when you're doubted, mocked, ignored? When your biggest supporters turn into skeptics? That's when belief becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a choice, a discipline, a survival tool. This isn't just motivational fluff, it's a reality that countless successful people have lived through. Think about Walt Disney, who was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity, or Oprah Winfrey, told she was unfit for TV, or Albert Einstein, who was thought to be mentally slow by his teachers. None of them were believed in at the start, but each of them believed in themselves enough to keep going. Self-belief is not about arrogance or delusion. It's about trusting your capacity to grow, to improve, and to prove your own potential. It's not the absence of fear, it's the courage to act in spite of it. Let's be honest, there will be moments when self-belief feels impossible. Maybe your family doesn't understand your dreams. Maybe your friends are silent when you need support. Maybe you've failed so many times that you're starting to question yourself. That's okay. You're human. But that doesn't mean you give up. In fact, it's in those very moments when you feel most alone that your belief matters most. Because your journey won't be defined by the number of people who believed in you. It will be defined by the number of times you believed in yourself when no one else did. This isn't just a motivational message, it's a wake-up call. If you're waiting for the world to believe in you before you act, you'll wait forever. But if you can start now with just a flicker of belief in your own heart, that's enough to light a fire. That's enough to take the first step. And once you take that first step, something magical happens. Momentum builds, confidence grows, and slowly people begin to see what you've seen all along. Self-belief doesn't guarantee success overnight, but without it, you'll never even begin. In this journey, we'll explore four core parts of what it means to believe in yourself when no one else does. The power of self-belief, understanding why your own belief matters more than anyone else's, silencing the doubt from within and around you, facing the negative voices both internal and external, building unshakable confidence, practical habits to develop deep, lasting self-trust, proving yourself, but for you, not them, how to stay motivated for the right reasons and keep going even when you're alone in your pursuit. If you've ever felt like no one sees your potential, good, that means it's time for you to step up and see it yourself. Because believing in yourself isn't just about success, it's about freedom. The freedom to become who you were meant to be, no matter who tries to stop you. And it all starts with one bold decision: believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Believing in yourself isn't just a nice idea, it's a necessity. It's the foundation upon which every dream is built, every challenge is faced, and every success is earned. But what exactly is self-belief? Self-belief is not the loudest voice in the room, nor is it fake confidence. It's that quiet inner knowing that says, I can, even when others say you can't, even when you're tired, even when you've failed before. It's the steady inner whisper that reminds you of your worth, even when the world shouts otherwise. You see, most people are waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to validate them, waiting for permission to start. But the truth is, the world doesn't hand out belief, it expects you to bring your own. Here's the key: the power of self belief doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from being willing. Willing to try, willing to fail, willing to keep going. You don't have to have all the answers, you just need the courage to keep asking the right questions. Let's take a look at some powerful examples. J.K. Rowling was turned down by 12 publishers before someone finally took a chance on Harry Potter. At the time, she was a struggling single mother living on welfare. No one believed in her, but she believed in the story she had to tell. That belief created one of the most successful book franchises in history. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was once cut from his high school varsity team. Most people would have let that rejection define them, but not him. He used it as fuel. He said, I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. That is the power of belief. It doesn't erase failure, it transforms it. You might not be aiming to be a world famous author or athlete, but whatever your dream is, starting a business, graduating school, becoming an artist, building a better life. It starts and ends with how much you believe in your ability to grow into it. Here's what self-belief gives you: resilience. When the world says no, belief says try again. Direction. When you're lost, belief reminds you that your dream is still worth chasing. Peace. When others doubt you, belief gives you the calm of knowing you're on the right path, even if no one else sees it yet. Let me be clear: believing in yourself doesn't mean you won't struggle. It means you choose to show up anyway. It means you don't let fear stop you from stepping into your potential. It means you back yourself even when you're scared. Because here's the truth most people avoid: no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dream. It's not your parents' job, not your friends, not your teachers or your bosses. It's yours. And the moment you take full ownership of that is the moment you unlock the true power of self-belief. But what if you've made mistakes? What if you've failed in the past? Good. That means you've tried. That means you're human. Failure is not the opposite of belief, it's part of it. Every successful person you admire has a long history of things that didn't work. The difference is they didn't stop believing just because things got hard. Belief is not a guarantee, it's a decision. A decision to bet on yourself when the odds are unclear. A decision to get back up after a fall. A decision to say, I'm still worthy of this dream, even when no one claps for you. And do you know what's amazing? The moment you start believing in yourself, things begin to change. You speak differently. You walk with more purpose. You attract different people. You begin to create the life you once thought was impossible. All of it begins with self-belief. Not money, not talent, not luck. Belief. So if no one's ever told you this before, let me be the first. You are enough. You are capable. You are worthy. And no one, not even your own past, can take that away from you unless you let them. The power of self-belief is real. It's rare. And it's yours if you choose it. Let's talk about the enemy that kills more dreams than failure ever could: doubt. Not the kind of doubt that comes from asking questions or being cautious. That kind of doubt is useful. I'm talking about the doubt that paralyzes you. The voice that whispers, you're not good enough. You'll never make it, or worse, why even try? It creeps in quietly, often dressed in the voice of logic, fear, or even love. But here's the dangerous truth: doubt doesn't always come from haters. Sometimes it comes from the people closest to us, and even from ourselves. When you're on a journey to do something bold or different, not everyone will understand, and often that misunderstanding shows up as discouragement. Your family might say you should play it safe. Your friends might laugh. You, really? Even mentors might gently tell you to lower your expectations. They don't always mean harm. Some of them speak from their own fear, their own past failures, their own limited view of what's possible. But if you absorb their fear, it becomes your cage. That's why learning to silence external doubt is so important. Because if you don't, their voices become your voice. Their fear becomes your mindset. But the hardest doubt to silence isn't from others. It's from within. It's that internal critic that shows up right when you're about to take a leap. It says you've failed before, remember? You're not as talented as they are. You're going to embarrass yourself. We all have that voice. Even the most successful people in the world do. The difference, they don't listen to it. They talk back to it. You see, that inner critic isn't a truth teller, it's a fear teller. It wants to keep you safe, not successful. It wants comfort, not growth. It doesn't care about your dreams. It just wants to avoid risk. And if you let it control the narrative, you'll never take the steps that truly matter. So how do you silence the doubt? 1. Recognize where it's coming from. When someone doubts you, ask yourself, is this about me or them? Often their words reflect their own insecurities, not your reality. The same goes for your inner doubt. Is your fear based on facts or assumptions? Just questioning the source weakens its grip. 2. Reframe the narrative. Turn what if I fail into what if I fly, into what if I fly. Turn no one's done this before into then I'll be the first. Turn they don't believe in me into that's okay, I believe in me. The way you speak to yourself matters more than anything. Your internal dialogue is the script that your life follows. If you feed it fear, you'll freeze. If you feed it courage, you'll move. 3. Use doubt as fuel, not a roadblock. Doubt can be a warning or it can be a weapon. It all depends on how you respond to it. When someone says you'll never do it, don't internalize it. Use it. Let it drive you. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it push you to prove them wrong. Not for revenge, but to fulfill the promise you made to yourself. 4. Surround yourself with belief. If you're constantly around people who doubt you, it will wear you down. Protect your energy. Seek out those who see you, who remind you what you're capable of. And if you can't find those people yet, be that person for yourself. Be your own cheerleader until others catch up. 5. Celebrate evidence of your growth. One of the best ways to silence inner doubt is to look back at how far you've come. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You've overcome things. You've grown. You've survived days you thought would break you. That's proof that you can keep going. Let me tell you this. Doubt will never disappear completely, but you can choose whether it drives or rides in the back seat. Let it come if it must, but don't hand it the wheel. At the end of the day, your dream, your purpose, your path, they belong to you, not to the opinions of others, and certainly not to a fearful voice in your head. So when doubt speaks, listen, but don't obey. Hear it, but don't believe it. And most of all, keep moving anyway, because the ones who rise are not the ones who never doubted. They're the ones who kept going in spite of it. Confidence. Everyone wants it. Everyone admires it. But very few people understand how it's really built. Most people believe confidence is something you either have or you don't. Like it's a trait you're born with. Or a gift only given to the lucky few who've never failed. Never struggled. Never been rejected. But here's the truth. Confidence is not a gift. It's a skill. Yeah. And it's built, brick by brick through daily choices, repeated actions, and consistent belief in yourself. Unshakable confidence isn't loud or arrogant. It's not about walking into a room and thinking you're better than everyone. It's walking into a room and not needing to compare yourself to anyone at all. It's about knowing, deep in your core, that you are capable, valuable, and worthy, no matter who's watching, and even if no one is. So how do we build that kind of confidence? The kind that lasts, the kind that doesn't collapse when you make a mistake, or when someone criticizes you, or when you have a rough day. It starts with small wins. 1. Stack small wins. Everyday confidence is the byproduct of kept promises, especially the ones you make to yourself. When you tell yourself, I'm going to do this, and then you follow through, something powerful happens. You begin to trust yourself. Yeah. You don't need to start with huge leaps. You build confidence the same way you build muscle, through repetition, through showing up, through doing hard things, even when you don't feel like it. Wake up early when you said you would. Go to the gym, even when it's raining. Speak up in class or at work, even if your voice shakes. Finish the task when quitting would be easier. Each time you do, your mind takes note. I can count on myself. That's real confidence, not perfection, but consistency. 2. Redefine failure. If you want unshakable confidence, you need a new relationship with failure. Most people fear it, avoid it, and see it as proof that they're not good enough. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of confidence. It's a stepping stone to it. Think about this. How do you get better at anything? Public speaking, sports, writing, leadership. You fail. You mess up. You try again. That process is the growth. Confidence comes from realizing you can fall and get back up. You don't gain confidence by being right all the time. You gain it by surviving being wrong and learning from it. So next time you fail, don't ask, why me? Ask what now? Yeah. Because confidence doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in challenge. 3. Control the inner dialogue. Your internal voice is your most powerful influence. If you talk to yourself with doubt, criticism, or comparison, you will shrink your confidence, no matter how talented you are. Yeah. But if you speak to yourself with encouragement, honesty, and strength, you will start to rise. Ask yourself, would you say the things you say to yourself? Yeah. To your best friend, to a child? If not, it's time to change the script. Start saying things like, I'm proud of my effort. I don't have to be perfect to be powerful. I've done hard things before. I can do this too. That's not lying to yourself. That's reminding yourself of what's already true. 4. Prepare, practice, repeat. Confidence also comes from preparation. Yeah. When you prepare, you reduce uncertainty, and that calms fear. Want to feel more confident speaking? Practice. Want to feel more confident leading? Learn. Want to feel more confident starting that project or business? Study the process and take action. Yeah. The more you prepare, the more natural confidence becomes. Not because you've removed fear completely, but because you've replaced it with readiness. 5. Surround yourself with confidence builders. Yeah. Be around people who challenge you, uplift you, and celebrate your growth. Yeah. not people who tear you down or make you question your worth. And if you don't have those people yet, be that person for yourself. Celebrate your own progress. Cheer for your own milestones. Be your own biggest fan until the world catches on. Remember this: confidence isn't built overnight. It's built every single day. Every day that you choose action over fear. Every day you try again instead of giving up. Every day you show up for your goals. Even when the outcome isn't guaranteed, you're not waiting to become confident someday. You're building it now. With every decision, every risk, every moment you choose growth over comfort. So don't wait to feel confident before you move. Move, and confidence will follow. Let's face it, we all want to be seen. We want to be respected, appreciated, recognized. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a basic human desire. But here's where things go wrong. When we start living for validation instead of purpose, when our every move becomes a performance to impress others, when we work so hard to prove something to the world that we forget who we are doing it for. Let me ask you this: who are you trying to prove yourself to? The people who doubted you, the ones who left you behind, the critics who said you weren't enough, or even the people who never gave you a chance to begin with. If you're not careful, you'll spend your life chasing their approval and lose yourself in the process. So yes, prove yourself, but not to silence them, not to get revenge, not to win applause. Prove yourself to you. Because when you're doing it for you, everything changes. You're not just chasing a goal. You're honoring a promise. You're not just proving them wrong. You're proving you were right to believe in your own potential. You're not performing. You're living in your purpose. Here's the truth. You will never be enough for people who don't want to see your value. You could achieve everything you ever dreamed of, and they still might not clap. They still might criticize. They still might look away. That's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their lens. So don't let their silence steal your sound. Don't let their indifference dull your spark. When you make your mission about them, you hand over your power. You let other people's opinions become the measurement of your success, and you'll never feel free like that. You'll always be chasing, adjusting, and second guessing. But when you do it for you, for your growth, your purpose, your joy, that's where true power begins. 1. Your journey is personal, not public. Your progress isn't a show. It's not for Instagram likes or applause from the crowd. The most powerful growth happens in private, in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the lonely hours when no one's watching but you. Those moments, they count more than you know. Don't dismiss your small steps just because they aren't celebrated. Don't discredit your progress just because someone else hasn't noticed it. You notice. You know. You feel the change. And that's enough. 2. Let their doubt fuel you. But don't let it drive you. It's okay to use someone's doubt as fuel. Sometimes a little fire is exactly what we need to push forward. But don't let that fire become your compass. Because once you achieve what you set out to do, then what? If your whole motivation was to prove someone wrong, what happens when they stop watching? You'll burn out, not break through. Instead, build a foundation that lasts, one that says, I'm doing this because I believe in it, because I love it, because I know I'm capable of more. That kind of drive doesn't fade, it grows. 3. Proving yourself doesn't mean you're not already enough. This is where people get stuck. They think proving yourself means you're starting from a place of lack, as if you're broken, and only success can fix you. But let me remind you, you're not proving that you're worthy. You already are. You're proving that you're capable, that your goals are worth fighting for, that you are someone who doesn't quit just because the road gets tough. Success doesn't make you worthy. It reflects the worth that was already inside you. 4. Focus on becoming, not impressing. Here's the shift that will change your life. Stop asking, how can I make them notice me? Start asking, who am I becoming? Because when you focus on who you're becoming, you stop chasing approval and start chasing alignment. You stop worrying about being seen and start working on being solid. Become the kind of person you admire. The kind of person who keeps going, who builds, who lifts others up, who never gives up on themselves. That version of you doesn't need a spotlight. They are the light. 5. You are your own validation. The most powerful moment in your journey is when you stop needing permission. When you stop asking, am I good enough yet? And start declaring, I'm already on my way. Look in the mirror And know this. Yeah. You are becoming the proof. You are becoming the evidence. You are the answer to every voice that said you couldn't. So yes, prove yourself. But do it for your growth, your healing, your legacy. Do it because your dream is real. Do it because you matter. And when you rise, let it be your own belief, not their applause, that carries you, because you were never here to convince them. You were here to become you. We've traveled through a journey together, from believing in yourself when no one else does, to silencing the doubt inside and around you, to building real, unshakable confidence, and finally, to proving yourself, not for them, but for you. Now let me leave you with this. There will be days when the world won't see your vision. There will be moments when no one claps, no one notices, and no one believes. But those are the moments that matter most, because those are the moments that build you. You see, belief isn't something you find outside. It's something you build inside. It's waking up every day and choosing to show up, even when you're scared, even when you feel small, even when it seems like no one's watching. It's doing the work when it's not glamorous. It's standing tall, even when you stand alone. Your strength is not proven by who believes in you. It's proven by who you become when they don't. You don't need permission. You don't need a crowd. You don't need the perfect moment. You just need to decide that your dream is worth it, that you are worth it. And when you decide that fully, deeply, unshakably, the world can doubt you, ignore you, underestimate you, but it won't stop you. Because a person who believes in themselves, a person who refuses to quit, a person who rises after every fall, that person is unstoppable. So keep believing, keep showing up, keep proving, not to them, but to you.